Okay, so our lesson, we ended up at stage 4, paragraph page 299. Okay,
Yes,
and
right.
our last head word was funny, new word type of lesson. Okay, so let's start
Yes.
with revision. Ready?
Yes, I'm
Okay,
ready.
here we go. First question. Do you know anybody who keeps birds at home? Do you know anybody who keeps birds at home? Yes or no?
Yes,
I know
I know
somebody who keeps
somebody
birds
who
at home.
keeps birds at home.
Very good. Okay, next. When people go on holiday, do they generally prefer to fly or go by train? When people go on holiday, do they generally prefer to fly or go by train? When people go
When
on
people
holiday,
go
they
holiday,
generally prefer to
generally prefer to fly
than to go by train.
than to go by train.
Where can a bird fly quicker than a plane? Can a bird fly quicker than a plane? No, a
No,
bird can't fly
and
quicker
fly
than a
a
plane. It
plane
flies slower than a plane.
slower than a plane.
Right? Can a chicken fly? Can a chicken fly? Yes, a
Yes,
chicken can
a
fly,
chicken can
but
fly,
not very
but
far.
not very far.
Yeah, only up to KFC. Okay, next.
Wow.
Have you ever dreamt you can fly? Have you ever dreamt you can fly? Yes or no?
No,
I've
I've
never
never
dreamt I could fly.
dreamt to fly.
Very good. Okay. What's the difference between thick and fat? What's the difference between thick and fat? The difference
The
between
difference
thick and
between
fat
thick
is
and
that
fat
we use
that
thick for
we use thick
things
for
and fat
things
for people
and
and
fat
animals.
for people and animals.
Are you fatter than your mother? Are you fatter than your mother? Yes or no?
Yes,
I'm
I'm
fatter
fatter
than my mother.
than my mother.
Yeah, me too. Okay. Who's who's the
Yes, yes.
thinnest person in your family? Who's the thinnest person in your family? My
My son
is the
is
thinnest
the
person in my
next
family.
person in my family.
Reggie, do people generally become thinner as they become older? Do people generally become thinner as they become older? No, people don't
No,
generally
people
become
don't
thinner
generally
as they
become
become
thinner
older.
as they become older.
They become fatter.
They become fatter.
Very good. What's the past of the verb to swim? What's the past of the verb to swim? The past of the verb
Yes,
to
the
swim
verb
is
to
swam.
swim, swam.
Did you swim last summer? Did you swim last summer? Yes or no?
Yes,
I
I
swam
swam last
last
summer.
summer. Very good. What is the past simple and the past participle of the verb to lose? What is the past simple and the past participle of the verb to lose? The past simple
Past
and the past
simple
participle
past
of the
participle
verb to lose
verb
is lost.
to lose, lost.
Have you ever lost your way in a large city? Have you ever lost your way in a large city? Yes or no?
No,
I've never
I
lost my way
never lost my
in a
way
large
in
city.
the city.
Have you ever lost anything worth a lot of money? Have you ever lost anything worth a lot of money? Yes or no?
No,
I've never
I
lost
never
anything
lost
worth a lot
anything
of money.
with a lot of money.
Megan, what's the difference between each other and one another? What's the difference between each other and one another? The difference between
Difference
each other
between
and
each
one
other
another
and
is
each
that
other
we
is that
generally use each other
we use
for two
other
people or
for
things, and
things.
one another for more than
Another
two people
the
or
more
things.
than two people or things.
Very good. Give me an example. Give me an example, please. You and I are
You and
speaking
I
to each
are
other.
speaking to each other.
The student speaks to one
Students
another
speak
after the
to
lesson.
one another for the lesson.
Very good. Do we look at each other during the lesson? Do we look at each other during the lesson? Yes, we look
Yes,
at each other
but
during the
each
lesson.
other for the lesson.
Do we shake hands with each other at the beginning of the lesson? Do we shake hands with each other at the beginning of the lesson? No, we
No,
don't shake hands
we don't.
with
We shake
each
hands
other
between
a bit with
each
each
other
other at the
with
beginning
each
of
other
the lesson.
at the beginning of the lesson.
Very good. Okay, do your country and England play football against each other? Do your country and England play football against each other? Yes or no?
Yes,
My country and England
country
play
and
football.
the
My
my
mama, my country
my
and England
country and England
play football
play
against each
football
other.
against each other.
Very good. Do Italy, Germany, Russia, and England play football against one another? Do Italy, Germany, Russia, and England play football against one another? Yes.
Yes,
Italy, Germany,
Italy,
Russia,
Germany,
and England
Russia, and
play
England
football
play
against one
football
another.
against another.
Where do the countries of Europe do business with one another? Do the countries of Europe do business with one another? Yes, the
Yes,
countries of Europe
countries of
do
Europe
business with one
do
another.
business with another.
Where which language do the students speak to one another in after the lesson? Which language do the students speak to one another in after the lesson? The students speak to one
Children speak
another in
another in Japanese
after the
after
lesson.
school.
Very good. What's the past of can? What's the past of can? The past of can is
The
could.
pen is put.
What's the future of can? What's the future of can? Can has no
Pen
future.
has no
Therefore,
future.
we use the verb
Therefore, we use
to
the
be
verb
able and say,
able
I will be
and
able.
I'll be able.
I will be able. Very good. What's the infinitive of can? What's the infinitive of can? Can has no
Can
infinitive.
no infinitive.
Therefore, we use to be
Therefore, we
able.
use to be able.
Right, what are the three forms of be able? What are the three forms of be able? The three forms
As
of be
suppose
able
be
are am
able,
able, was
be
able,
able,
been
was
able.
able, be able.
Very good. Were you able to speak English a few years ago? Were you able to speak English a few years ago? Yes or no?
No,
I
I
wasn't
wasn't
able to speak
to
English
speak
a few years
English
ago.
2 years ago.
Are you able to reach this book without standing up? Are you able to reach this book without standing up? No, I'm not
No,
able
I
to
am
reach
not
that book
able to read that
without
book
standing up.
without standing up.
Weged, will you be able to speak English well if you study a lot? Will you be able to speak English well if you study a lot? Yes, I'll be
Yes,
able
I
to
will
speak
be able
English
to
well
speak
if
English
I
well
study a lot.
a lot.
Weged, have you been able to answer all the questions I have asked you without too much difficulty? Have you been able to answer all the questions I have asked you without too much difficulty? Yes, I
No,
have been able
I have been
to
able
answer all
to
the
answer
questions
the
you've
question
asked me
you asked
without too
me
much
without
difficulty.
much difficulty.
Very good. Tell me the names of the some things that we make in factories. Tell me the names of some things that we make in factories, please. The names of some
Names
things that we
things
make in
that we
factories
make in
are
factories,
cars,
like
pens,
cars,
etc.
pens, etc.
Do you think work in a factory can be pleasant? Do you think work in a factory can be pleasant? Yes or no?
No,
I don't think
I
work in a
think
factory can be
working
pleasant.
factory
Can
unpleasant
can be pleasant.
can be pleasant.
Wait, do soldiers wear ordinary clothes? Do soldiers wear ordinary clothes? No.
No,
Soldiers don't wear
soldiers don't
ordinary
wear
clothes.
ordinary
They wear
clothes.
uniforms.
They wear uniforms.
Wait, can you paint? Can you paint? Yes or no? I
Yes,
can paint.
him.
Very good. How much does it cost to stay in an ordinary hotel for one night in your town? How much does it cost to stay in an ordinary hotel for one night in your town? It costs about
About 20 euro.
to stay in an
Stay
ordinary hotel
in
for one
ordinary
night
hotel one night
in my town.
in my town.
Expensive. Very good. Okay. Can you understand all the words when you listen to a song in English? Can you understand all the words when you listen to a song in English? No, I
No,
can't
I
understand
can't
all the
understand
words when
all
I
the
listen
words
to a song
when I
in
listen to
English.
a song in English.
Very good. What's the difference between the words fun and funny? What's the difference between the words fun and funny? The difference between
The
the
difference
words
between
fun and
the
funny
word fun and
is that
funny
if something is
that
fun,
if something
we
fun,
enjoy it.
we enjoy
Whereas
it.
if something is
Whereas
funny,
if something
it
funny,
makes us laugh.
it makes me laugh.
It makes us laugh.
Makes us laugh.
Yeah, include me. Makes us laugh. Okay, next. Do you sometimes go shopping with your friends at the weekend for fun? Do you sometimes go shopping with your friends at the weekend for fun? Yes or no?
No,
I never
I
go shopping
never go
with my
shopping
friends at
with
the
my
weekend
friends
for
on
fun.
weekend for fun.
Yeah, when we were younger, maybe, right? Next. What's the funniest film you've ever seen? What's the funniest film you've ever seen?
Hangover is the
Funniest
funniest film
film I've ever seen.
I've seen.
Very good. Okay, and that's the end of our revision. Let's have new work. Very good. Okay, so let's have the three forms of some important verb. Okay, the three
Okay.
forms of some important verbs. Okay, so this is quite a few. Repeat after me. Okay, have, had.
Have had.
I'm able, was able, been able.
Able was able being able.
Begin, began, begun.
Begin began.
Know, knew, known.
No new known.
Swim, swam, swum.
Swim swam.
Take, took, taken.
Take took taken.
Shake, shook, shaken.
Shake shook shaken.
Write, wrote, written.
Write wrote written.
Forget, forgot, forgotten.
Forget forgot forgotten.
Break, broke, broken.
Break broke broken.
Okay, last one. Eat, ate, eaten.
Eat ate eaten.
Very good. So those are the examples of the three forms of some important verbs, like not so important but common that we use every day. Okay.
Okay.
Another example is like present. I eat fruit and vegetables. Past tense. I ate fruits and vegetables yesterday. Past participle. I have eaten a lot of fruits and vegetables. Okay, so let's practice. Have you had your lunch today? Have you had your lunch today? Yes or no?
Yes,
I've had
I've
my lunch
had
today.
my lunch today.
Have you always been able to speak English as well as you speak it now? Have you always been able to speak English as well as you speak it now? No, I haven't
No,
always
you
been
haven't
able
always speak able
to speak English
to
as well
speak
as I
English
speak it
well
now.
as I speak it now.
Very good. Has the spring, oh no, not the spring, has autumn, let's say winter. Has winter begun? Has winter begun? No,
No,
winter
we
hasn't begun.
haven't.
Very good. Have you ever known anybody who could speak more than five languages? Have you ever known anybody who could speak more than five languages? Yes or no?
No,
I've never known anybody
no,
who could
nobody
speak more
who
than
could
five
speak one
languages.
languages.
What's the furthest you've ever swum? What's the furthest you've ever swum? The furthest
The
I've ever swum
first you've ever swam
is
is
how many meters? 100, 200?
100 meters.
Oh, very good. Me, I don't know how to swim. Very good. Next, repeat simply. One more. Simply.
Simply.
Very good. Okay, listen. The word simply is an adverb. Simply is the synonym of only. Simply only. For example, we can say it isn't possible to learn English only by listening to English songs. Or it isn't possible to learn English simply by listening to English songs. We have to read books, watch television, and study at school. Let's practice. Is it possible to learn English simply by listening to English songs? Is it possible to learn English simply by listening to English songs? No, it
No,
isn't possible
is it
to learn
possible
English
to learn
simply by
English
listening to
by
English
listening
songs.
to English songs?
Very good. Next, repeat by mistake.
My mistake.
With the what? By mistake.
By mistake.
Very good. Okay, listen. For example, there were three books on the table. I took one book that wasn't mine. No, I thought it was mine. So I can say, I took the book by mistake. Now, mistakenly. Let's practice. Have you ever taken things that weren't yours by mistake? Have you ever taken things that weren't yours by mistake? Yes or no?
Yes.
I've
I
sometimes taken
sometimes
things that
do
weren't
things
mine by mistake.
mine my mistake.
Very good. Have you shaken anybody's hand today? Have you shaken anybody's hand today? Yes or no? I
No,
haven't shaken
not having
anybody's
shaken
hand today.
anybody's hand
Hand.
today.
Have you written anything this lesson? Have you written anything this lesson? Yes or no? I
No,
haven't
I have
written anything this
written
lesson.
anything
This
this
lesson.
lesson.
Very good. Next, repeat if.
If,
Whether,
whether,
doubt.
doubt.
Very good. Okay, listen. If and whether are both conjunctions. The word whether means the same as the word if. We usually use whether when we have a doubt and we say, for example, I don't know whether it will rain tomorrow or not, so we're not sure. Can you tell me whether he is in the office, please? Or I can't decide whether it's a good idea to go there. So not sure whether. Doubt is a noun. For example, I want to buy a new shirt, but I'm not sure if my money is enough. I have a doubt if my money is enough. Okay, let's practice. What does the word weather mean and when do we generally use it? What does the word weather mean and when do we generally use it? The word weather means the
Whether
same as
means
if,
the same as
and
give.
we generally
And
use
we
it
generally
when
use
we
it
express a
when
doubt.
we express a doubt.
Very good. Give me an example. Give me an example, please. I don't know whether
Whether
he can speak
it
English or
it
not.
has to English or not.
Very good. Do you know whether I have any money in my pocket? Do you know whether I have any money in my pocket? Yes or no?
No.
I don't know whether you
Whether
have
you
any
have
money in your
any
pocket.
money in your pocket
Very good.
or
Do you
not.
know? Do you have any idea whether they speak German or not? Do you have any idea whether they speak German or not? No, I
No,
don't have any
we don't
idea
have any
whether
idea
they speak German or
they
not.
speak German or not.
Can you tell me whether it will rain tomorrow or not? Can you tell me whether it will rain tomorrow or not? No, I can't tell you
You tell me
whether it will rain tomorrow or not.
relate or not.
Very good. Okay, next listen. We also use the word whether when two possible actions have the same result. For example, we can say, if I go to France for my holiday, I will have a good time. Also, if I go to Spain for my holiday, I will have a good time. So we can say, I can say, whether I go to France or Spain for my holiday, I will have a good time. So the same result. We will have a good time. Okay, let's practice. What's another use of the word weather? What's another use of the word weather? Another use of the word
Another
weather
useful whether
is when two possible
with
actions
no
have the
actions,
same result.
same result.
Megan, give me an example. Give me an example, please. Whether it rains
Whether
tomorrow
it
or not,
be
I'll
true or
go for
not,
a walk.
I will walk.
Megan, what's the difference between these two sentences? I'm going to buy a car if it's cheap, and I'm going to buy the car whether it's cheap or not. What's the difference between these two sentences? I'm going to buy the car if it's cheap, and I'm going to buy the car whether it's cheap or not. The difference between
The
those
difference
two
between
sentences
two
is that the
sentences
first
is
sentence
that
means
the first
I'm
sentence
going to
means
buy the
you're
car
going to buy a
only if
car
it's cheap,
only if it's cheap.
whereas the second sentence
Whereas
means
the
I'm
sentence
going to
means
buy the
you're
car
going to buy a
if it's
car
cheap or
if
expensive.
it's cheap or
The
expensive.
price is not important.
Price is not important.
Very good. Next, repeat speed.
Repeat.
One more. Speed.
Speed.
Very good. Okay, listen. Speed is a noun. For example, in my country, a car can go at 60 kilometers an hour when in town and about 120 when in the highway or the road. The highest speed, or we can say the highest speed a car can go in my country is 60 kilometers an hour in town. Let's practice. What is the highest speed a car can go when in town in your country? What is the highest speed a car can go when in town in your country? The highest speed a
High
car
speed
can go
car
when
can
in
go
town in my
when
country
down in
is
my country is 60
kilometers per hour.
kilometers per hour.
Very good. Next, repeat surprise.
Surprise.
Very good. Okay, listen. The word surprise can be used as a noun and a verb. So it can be a noun or a verb. Surprise as a noun means, for example, when I woke up this morning, I saw a present beside me. It was a pleasant surprise. As a verb, it means, for example, my parents surprised me with a present when I woke up this morning. Okay, I hope it's true. Let's practice. Do you like unpleasant surprises? Do you like unpleasant surprises? No. I don't like
No, I don't
unpleasant
like
surprises.
present surprises.
Very good. Does it surprise you when somebody from another country speaks your language well? Does it surprise you when somebody from another country speaks your language well? Yes, it
It
surprises me when
surprises me
somebody from
if
another
somebody
country
in another
speaks my
country
language well.
knows as well.
Very good. Okay, so now let's move on to reading.
Okay.
Okay, so our reading is at stage 4, paragraph page 223. Last headword was center. Okay, please start at page 224. Sure.
Sure, sure. What's your name? My name's Reiko. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. How many ears have you? I've 2 ears. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. Request. Do we generally say please in English at the beginning of a request? No, we don't generally say please in English at the beginning of a request. We say it at the end of a request. Is it polite not to say please when we make a request? No, it isn't polite not to say please when we make a request. It's impolite. Neither nor. Is this a desk or a chair? No, it's neither a desk nor a chair. It's a door. Are there 100 chairs in this room or 1,000 chairs? No, there are neither 100 chairs in this room nor 1,000 chairs. There are 3 chairs in this room. Are you Mr. Brown or Mr. Smith? No, I'm neither Mr. Brown nor Mr. Smith. I'm Reiko. Willing. Are you always willing to help other people? Yes, I'm always willing to help other people. Are you willing to give me all the money you have in your pocket at the moment? No, I'm not willing to give you all the money I have in my pocket at the moment. Irregular verbs continued. Film pronunciation. Leave, left, smell, smelt, learn, learned, send, sent, know, knew, hang, hang, buy, bought, shake, shock, think, thought. Lead, read, meet, met, feel, felt, hear, heard, hold, held, bring, brought, go, went, say, said, teach, taught.
Very good.
What's the post of leave? The past of leave is left.
Hmm.
What time did you leave home to come here today? I left home at 8 a.m. to come here today.
Hmm.
What's the past of smell? The past of smell is smelled. Did your lunch smell better yesterday? No, my lunch didn't smell better yesterday. It smelled good. Did you learn any new words last week? Yes, I learned some new words last week. Did you send any emails to your friends last month? Yes, I sent some emails to my friends last month. Did you know me 2 weeks ago? Yes, I knew you 2 weeks ago. Did that picture hang on the wall last lesson? Yes, that picture hung on the wall last lesson. Did we read those books last week? Yes, we read those books last week. Who was the last person you met before coming to the school? My son was the last person I met before coming to the school. Did you feel cold last summer? No, I didn't feel cold last summer. I felt hot. Did you hear me say good morning to you at the beginning of the lesson? No, yes, I heard you say good morning to us at the beginning of the lesson. What did I hold in my hand last lesson? You
You held.
held your pen in your hand last lesson. What did you bring with you to the lesson today? I brought my book with me to the lesson today. Where did you buy your clothes from? I bought my clothes from ABC. Did you go to the pub last month? Yes, I went to the pub last month. Who was the last person you shook hands with? Mr. Smith was the last person I shook hands with. What did I say to you at the end of the lesson? Of the last lesson, you said goodbye to us at the end of the last lesson.
Okay, very good. So we stop there for today, but very good practice,
Okay.
excellent practice in reading. Thank you very